I'm Amos Harris. I'm I'm principal of Spinnaker St. Louis, and we're the developer of the Mercantile Exchange District in downtown St. Louis.
Mm-hmm. So how did you get involved with this project? Because this is a huge undertaking.
It's a huge undertaking. Initially we were investors in a company called Pyramid Construction, which years ago was a major developer in downtown. Pyramid, unfortunately, went bankrupt in 2008, and this project kind of fell in our laps. Initially, the challenge of trying to convince people that once we took the bridge down, once we did the sidewalk, once we did this, once we did that, it would be a great place. But it was in such bad condition that nobody wanted really to touch it, because you couldn't just do one side or the other. You had to do it all, or it wasn't worth doing.
How did you sell vendors on your vision?
Lots of beer. That's a big challenge, and it's hard for a retailer, particularly local retailers, to take a plunge like that. So the way we actually managed to do it was we got the hotel finished, we got the residential finished. Obviously we had some success with the hotel, and we had success with the residential. We finished the garage component, and we white boxed all this space, and getting the retailers in, Pi and the others, was kind of the last piece. And critical to getting the retailers done was Chris Summers at Pi saying he'd be the first tenant. We developed the movie theater separately ourselves, so we were able to commit to Chris that we were going to have a movie theater because we weren't relying on any tenants, we were doing it ourselves. That's the same with some of these other tenancies, we did it ourselves. So he knew that we were going to be in deep with our own money, so there was some comfort in that regard. But still, having Pi as our first tenant was a tremendous boon in terms of trying to convince other people that this was going to be viable and it would be a success.
Yeah.
But that's what happened. And then Robust came in, and of course they've been a great success. We've got Snarfs, and they've done wonderfully, so we're working with a collective to make that what I hope is a great retail experience, particularly for visitors, the fashion world, and the folks that are already downtown. And then the Asian Takaya concept is, one of our kind of premier location concepts. So that's done well.
Right. And so it seems like there's an element of trust there as well, and building those trusting relationships to collaborate effectively.
Yeah, collaboration, of course, any real conversation depends to some degree on trust. But the collaboration, which is critical to the success of downtown, the collaboration between both private side folks as well as between the public side and the private side is critical. And you got to have some level of trust just to get any of these projects done.
How have you managed to facilitate that trust?
We try to do what we promise. Yeah. So, not promise what we can't deliver. An element of it is that, people realize that there's potential here. They know that they can see that that really it's a question of making sure you connect the dots in the right way. So a part of it is kind of telling a story that's compelling, that feels like it can happen, right? That's kind of the basic thing, is if you tell a story that's compelling and it feels like it can happen, and you've got the right people in the mix, those are the elements to success.
So I can just feel your passion for this project. It's just emanates out of you. Are you from here?
No.
Where are you from?
No, I'm from New York City.
So then did real estate bring you here initially?
Yes. Yes, I've lived in downtown for almost 20 years.
Wow. So I can tell you love the city. How have you fallen in love with the city?
It was a process. At first I thought I was just going to be here for a few years and then go back to New York. And then 10 or 12 years ago I met my wife, and she is from Toronto, and she said, let's get out of here. And I was like, no, we got to stay. So I don't know when the crossover happened, but somehow that crossover happened. So now, we live 2 blocks away, so we're committed to and I have a 3-year-old daughter, so I'm committed to making this a great experience for both my wife and daughter as well as myself.